The Walking Dead is back. What an amazing episode to return with. Why is Rick smiling? We're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about the entire episode and preview what's coming up right here on After the Dead. What's up, Daddies? Happy Sunday night. The Walking Dead is back. Welcome to After the Dead. I am Brandon Davis. Please call me BD. I am joined tonight by Tori Yates, or the Ultimate Torier.
Hello, hello.
And welcome to the program, Janelle Wheeler.
Yay, first time.
Let me tell you something.
Stoked to be here.
One of the geekiest people I've ever met. It is awesome. So she has a lot to say.
Oh gosh,
dope.
I'm obsessed with The Walking Dead. That's for sure.
If there was a subtitle, it just said silent roaring applause. That's what just happened. But immediate reaction. I thought this episode was fantastic.
I loved it.
So good. It was action-packed. Well, kind of action-packed, but
Yes, action-packed.
really
That
good
zombie
dialogue.
kill.
I mean, we had the zombie kill, but we also had a really great speech from Rick
Yeah.
to Ezekiel,
Right.
and we had some great moments and a lot of questions too, which is a great episode.
Everybody was in it. Nobody
Yeah.
had to die, and we got a great episode.
Right?
Totally.
All right, let's just jump right in. That zombie herd. In your opinion, was that the best zombie kill of
Okay.
all time?
All right, I was gonna try to debate it, but you're right. I really do think that was the best. I call it the double Dutch zombie kill.
Like when you see this blockade here, when you see this happening, you're like, oh my God, Negan is about to eeny, meeny, miny, moe us again. Savior set up a blockade.
Yep.
We've seen this before. And then it turns into the most epic, triumphant moment of all time for the Walking Dead's power couple.
And kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
We're taking out the explosives, and now we're just murdering.
Well,
Yes.
it was literally out of nowhere because I was on the Walker Stalker cruise. I got to talk to executive producer Greg Nicotero. That was not in the script. That entire scene was not in the script. They pull up to the blockade, they clear it out, and then the zombie herd comes. And the original script called for Rosita taking one of the explosives, throwing it through the sunroof, and then clearing a path for the car to go through. And Greg Nicotero, who loves zombies and horror and the genre in general, was like, guys, we have something epic in front of us. So they got drones, they had like 5 cameras on set, and they improvised the whole thing. And he was like, well, if we have them hotwire the cars, this could be pretty awesome. And he actually said it was a Planet Terror tribute, which is awesome.
Wow.
The most epic moment in The Walking Dead's history was improvised.
Love
Greg
it.
Nicotero, you could have my firstborn.
Yep. Tori called
saying.
it. Tori called it. She said this is the best date ever.
This is the best. Any guys out there, you want to take me on a date? Let's just go kill some zombies.
There you go.
Like that.
Halloween Horror Nights, Tori Gets Horror Edition.
There you go.
But now the episode ends. Obviously, Rick's smiling. We'll get to that. But I talked to Andrew Lincoln as well, and he says Rick's #1 priority right now is finding Father Gabriel. And everyone's kind of like, where's Father Gabriel, right?
Totally. I mean, I think that Father Gabriel has a reason. I'm going to hold out hope. Like, I believe in this guy. I think he's having his second wind. He's going to come around. I truly think he's going to come through. I'm holding out hope.
He
I'm
is
keeping
on
the
path
faith,
of redemption.
literally.
But he has so many shady moments in the back. I mean, I want to trust him. I think he's leading him to the right people. I really do. But I'm a little wary.
So no firstborn for Father Gabriel from Tori.
Nah.
This guy has been on the redemption path. He is literally,
agree.
he's a
I'm
priest.
suspicious.
He's all
I'm
about redemption.
suspicious.
I'm with you. I just
I
don't
don't
know
know.
why he had to take the food. That's my only question. Why do you have to take
all
think
the food?
he
All
might
the
be with these garbage pail kids who we just encountered at the end of the episode.
Totally.
I mean, maybe.
I mean,
Rick,
it's leading-
maybe that's why Rick smiled.
Oh, either way, Rick is smiling because this is the beginning of an army. He
Right.
is getting the people.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
kingdom didn't have his
That's-
back. He is finding other people.
That
It's like,
takes me to my
you don't want
next
to be
point.
in on this?
This is Rick's army. This picture right here. This is Rick's new army. I mean,
It's solid. They're strong.
Right. They stronged in.
They strong.
If we strong, then you strong, we strong.
strong.
But seriously, this is awesome that Rick finally has a bunch of people with weapons that
Yep.
they might be friends, they might be foes. I don't know. Andy wouldn't
But
tell me.
they didn't kill them on sight.
Absolutely.
So already I'm like, okay, they're not bludgeoning anyone
Right,
to death.
right.
Great
So
point.
maybe great guys. And they're strapped. They all have weapons.
They're already better than Negan.
They're already better
Yeah.
than Negan.
They're
Like,
already
let's
better
go.
than the kingdom. They're better than Hilltop. I mean, I'm sorry, but these people, I'm holding out hope for them.
How useful is the hilltop though? Really, like
Yeah,
you
I
know, like
agree.
spears and stuff.
Totally.
They got a big old fence.
But the thing about this is, I saw the comment section right before we started. You guys were asking, why is Rick smiling? And like you just said, that's actually what Nicotero said. I didn't even tell her this yet. But Greg Nicotero said Rick sees his army, and Andrew Lincoln says one way or another he is going to make sure that these people are on his side. They wouldn't say whether they were friend or foe. They wouldn't reveal that just yet. But they said this is the army. So she called it. Janelle with the call.
No.
This is not something that happened in the comics either. This is not something that happened. And in the
Right.
preview for season 7B,
Yeah.
we saw that spiky walker, like
Yeah.
that Mad Max looking thing. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to fight that thing.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited to see this walker.
Here's what I heard. Now, you might consider this kind of spoilery, guys, but here's what I've heard is that these Garbage Pail kids are kind of like gonna put him in a gladiator ring and be like, if you want us to be with you, you have to prove yourself. And they throw the spiked walker at Rick.
Oh,
That's what I
pulling
heard.
a governor.
It's kind of governor.
Kind of Governor Hess. I honestly love anything gladiator.
Yeah,
Like, if you
totally.
throw someone in a gauntlet, I'm all for it.
Imagine they give Rick a sword.
I'm not
Russell
ready.
Crowe comes in out of nowhere. We have a whole gladiator.
It's a crossover.
I don't know. Rick can do no wrong. He's got this.
Yeah, but also the army is building because they found explosives. I thought in that scene he said, we're going to need them, referring to the herd. He was referring to the explosives.
Oh, I called that. I knew that right off the
I
bat.
thought he was going to use the herd.
I think that the kid who found Carol in the woods, he called it. He said that they're going to go for it with or without our help. And
They did. I thought that was going to be enough to convince Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Nope.
But Ezekiel's kind of a peace-loving guy. He's not trying to be out here.
Dude,
He's
it's
a
the
theater
apocalypse.
student.
There's no such thing.
I would think I'm ready to fight. But I'm just telling you what Ezekiel's thinking.
So you're ready to throw hands. Like, you're
I'm
like,
ready. Let's throw
the world
hands.
is
Like,
over.
I'm not really here for
Like,
Negan. But Ezekiel's out here doing Dr. King speeches at night. Like, he's not about that life.
He
Like,
is not. He is just trying to keep the
he's
peace.
just trying to be peaceful.
He has a dream.
Yeah.
He has a dream of the kingdom.
Oh,
Anyway,
gosh.
but,
Let
but-
the tiger do all the bloody
Well,
work.
Scary.
Daryl stayed behind. And, okay, before I get to this point, I want y'all's opinion. What's the best, most badass thing? And there's a lot to choose from, so take a second if you need it. The most badass, and commenters, let us know, too, what you think. What is the most badass Daryl Dixon moment of all time?
You want to go first?
Rocket launcher.
Right.
Yeah.
I lost my mind.
In the No Way Out story.
Yes.
That
the
was
sixth season.
amazing.
I
He
lost
literally
my
set a
mind.
lake on fire.
Like,
Like, how do you set a lake on fire?
Yeah, lake on fire. Yeah, rocket. Yeah.
Aim
What-
with a rocket launcher.
I think one of my favorite, I know it's not a huge like blow up move, but when he did the chain attack with the three walkers.
When he was with Aaron?
Yeah, like
At
on
the
the
wolves?
yeah, I loved the like wah, wah, wah. If you watch that scene in slow motion, it's like, oh.
Okay, but now, would that be topped if Daryl was riding Shiva and shooting his crossbow?
Absolutely.
Look, he's got Shiva on his shoulder. It's
That-
like a parrot. He can.
It's a match made in
So
heaven.
listen. So on the Walker Stalker cruise over the weekend, they had a panel on the first night. It was Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Norman Reedus, and Greg Nicotero. No one got their head bashed in. It was actually amazing.
Hallelujah.
Norman and Jeffrey. It turns out they're good friends in real life. They're just actors. I don't know. But so one of the fans asked, could Daryl get a pet? And Nicotero was saying how Norman is always on set saying he always wants a dog. Can Daryl get a dog? I want Daryl to have a dog. And they're like, no, you can't get a dog, Norman. Stop. But he did say, this is how he teased it. He said, there is a four-legged animal on the show now that was introduced recently. Obviously, you know who he's talking about, Shiva the tiger.
Totally.
Dude, do you think Daryl could, if anybody's going to tame the tiger,
Yeah,
it's going to be Daryl.
Well, he's from the country. He probably grew up like near what?
Hold on,
Sorry,
time out. Oh, I'm
us
calling time out.
Southerners are really close with animals.
I know where she's going with that.
Yeah,
We
There
like
is-
big
I have- look,
animals.
I've
He's
never seen
great
it.
with animals. Like some people think that those who hunt.
This is why we end up on the news. Because people say, us Southerners can tame a tiger.
No, not tame.
Janelle, if there's a tiger, I will call you and I will
Definitely,
watch you die.
I got
That's
this.
fine.
Like I'm
She's like,
taming
"Fine,
the
I got
tiger.
it."
No.
But he's so good with animals, and I feel like he's one with nature regularly.
He is like, he's got like angel
Yeah.
wings on it.
And let's be real, like honestly, it would just be cool.
Like, that's really what it is.
just
It would
the
be
coolest
Well,
thing
here's how Kari Payton put it. Kari Payton plays Ezekiel. He says that Shiva is a really good judge of character.
She better be.
Daryl clearly has a big heart, even though he's
Totally.
hardened and he has a hardened exterior and all that. He has a big heart. So Ezekiel says, or Kari Payton says, Shiva's a good judge of character. He wouldn't say whether they were going to become friends or not. Gosh, why don't they just give me all the spoilers so that I
Yeah,
can
guys.
feed them to you, and then we don't even have to watch the show anymore. No, I actually, I
don't want
prefer
them.
not
Blah,
to
blah,
know. I hate spoilers. I hate
do I.
knowing, but I do. I can't avoid them. I love them. I hate them. I love them. It's like Negan.
I won't even read the comics past where we are.
I think I look at
Smart.
spoilers
I'm
the
like-
same way I look at Negan. Like I don't want them, but I do.
But I
want
do
them.
want them.
But he also said Ezekiel won't get jealous if Daryl and the tiger become friends.
You better watch out because
Dude.
it's
I'd be
not
jealous.
only the tiger, but it's also Carol.
And also
Ezekiel seems to
saying-
like Carol. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Carol just wants to be left alone,
I know.
and every cool guy on the show is like,
loves
Carol,
her.
let me get that.
Because that's why. Because she's like, I don't have time for this. I'm trying to live
think
my
so?
best life on my own.
So then if they just give her the shoulder, like oh no, make her want more treatment.
it's
she
the whole
might-
play hard to get. You know, you want what you can't have.
Okay, all right.
You know?
I'm all for Daryl Ezekiel's love triangle.
Oh, totally.
We're getting it.
Who wins in a fight, Daryl or Ezekiel, Shiva aside?
Daryl. Like, duh.
I I feel like Daryl.
No
right,
question.
I haven't seen anything from
Fair
Ezekiel.
enough. All right, with all this Ezekiel talk, this is our next point. Rick can't change Ezekiel's mind, according to Kari Payton.
I really thought that King Ezekiel was going to go for it. I mean, he kind of seemed really into that speech that Rick made, and I don't know. I thought he was going to go that way.
I knew he wasn't, because it would be too easy.
Right.
And because, like I said, Ezekiel's a peace-loving guy. He doesn't want to.
Surprising.
He just
I
doesn't
was
want
kind of
to.
surprised that he didn't.
I wasn't.
I was
so-
kind of surprised. But there in the comics, there is a certain savior who betrays Negan. Spoiler alert, it's Dwight. And he goes and he's presented to Rick by Ezekiel. So that is kind of what might change Ezekiel's mind. So when I talked to Kari, I said, might we see a certain savior change your mind, a certain burnt-faced guy? And Peyton said, well, I've never met a guy with a burnt face before. I haven't seen what the saviors have done. That might change my mind. That's actually exactly what he sounds like too, by the way.
Right on.
That was just an audio recording that I was mimicking.
You're a man of many talents,
Oh,
BD.
Stop it. Stop it. All right. Now, tonight's episode had the most epic zombie kill of all time. But before the episode aired, we prepared this video, which ranked the other top 5 zombie kills of all time. Check this out.
Everyone who watches The Walking Dead knows that the show isn't really about zombies. It's more of a character study about the de-evolution of the human experience in the presence of global extinction. Walkers just happen to be the catalyst, but we'd be lying if we said that one of our favorite guilty pleasures isn't tuning in every week to see the survivors bash in some zombie brains. And with that truth out in the open, we've ranked our top 5 Walking Dead zombie kills. Starting our list off at number 5 is the Well Walker. This zombie kill goes down in Season 2, Episode 4, and it might be the dumbest decision ever. They wanted to use the water, but hey guys, the water's probably already contaminated. Either way, it turns out okay for us since we get to see bloated zombie guts everywhere. At number 4, we have a kill that goes down in Season 5, Episode 11. A very creative kill which saw Rick being his usual badass self, using a flare gun to shoot straight into a walker's skull through its dumb eye hole. Number 3, the Screwdriver Walker. Apparently, we love it when zombies get it in the eye, because in Season 2, Episode 1, that's exactly where Andrea shoves this screwdriver over and over again. Our number 2 spot goes to the Governor's Daughter, and it goes down in Season 3, Episode 8. The Governor was certifiably insane, but he did have a weird soft spot for his zombified daughter. Newsflash, Michonne didn't. And finally, the moment you've waited for, you sicko. The top zombie kill goes to the trunk smash when Daryl, in an effort to save a distressed lady, smashes a walker's head in the trunk of a car and spews its dead brains all over the place. Nasty! Here it is in slow motion. Now that's how you pop a trunk. And that's our list. Let us know in the comments what you think and post links to other walker kills you think deserve an honorable mention.
Yeah, that trunk smash walker was so. I remember watching that for the first time, and I remember where I was when I was watching that. I was in South Carolina, and I was like, "Oh," that was actually it.
I was that way with the Glenn one, with the well zombie. That was Glenn.
Right.
Glenn is, truth be told, everybody, Glenn is my favorite character.
Well, he's dead.
I know,
He's super
but
dead.
Way to.
I just love him.
All right, guys, Janelle over there, I just want to reintroduce us. If you're just joining us, I am Brandon Davis. We are talking about The Walking Dead. This is After the Dead. We're giving you the spoilers. We're giving you the exclusive content. I'm joined by Tori Yates and Janelle Wheeler here for Comicbook.com. If you guys have questions, this is the part of the show where we answer them. This is my favorite part. Tori is monitoring the comment section on Facebook.
Watching.
Yeah, she's watching now. She's watching you. So leave your questions, comments, concerns. We have so much opinion. We've got lots of exclusive info. We know who the group is that's looking, that has Rick, Aaron, Michonne, Tara cornered. So if that's what you want to know, if that's what you want to talk about, let us know. If you want to share your opinion, we'd love to hear it. But this is the best part of the show where we talk about the questions. What are they saying, Tori?
One question was, when is Daryl going to see Carol?
I thought it was going to happen tonight.
So did
I thought that was going to happen tonight. I really did. I think it's going to be a little while.
I actually think it's going to be soon because they're in such close proximity now. He's at the kingdom and she's really close by. And also, one thing that I kind of was bummed out about this episode was that I really wanted to see some severe reactions to the news about Abraham and Glenn from Morgan and Carol. So that's what I was waiting to see.
Right.
And even when I didn't love Morgan's reaction. I mean, I know he felt a little sad, but
You know what was awesome though? When Rosita went up to Sasha and was like, "We had the same dead dude. That doesn't make us friends." I was like, "Damn!" Yo, Rosita is going full heel turn on
That's
that.
a complete, using
my-
wrestling analogies like I use, heel turn Rosita.
That was like
Girl.
I was just not. That caught me off guard. I was like, "Damn, Rosita Savage level 1,000.
She went off.
Yeah.
Allie Slocum is asking, who are the Garbage Pail Kids?
Who are the Garbage Pail Kids?
question.
All right. So here's what we know about the Garbage Pail Kids. Andy Lincoln says that he sees an army. Greg Nicotero says Rick sees his army. That's why he's smiling. And they both say he is going to turn this group into his army no matter what it takes. He sees people with weapons. He sees people that could take on the Saviors. And I think they're going to put him in a gladiatorial match, totally Russell Crowe style, when the show comes back next week or maybe the week after. You know how it kind of jumps from group to group. We might not see everybody next week. But yeah, the Garbage Pail Kids, I think are going to be friend. They're going to be weapons. They're going to be great addition.
It's happening.
Hopefully they kill Negan.
Excited. Dylan Brunel has actually a really great question. Why do you think King Ezekiel asked for Morgan's opinion?
Probably because he knew that Morgan was going to say
Yeah, I think he
like,
wanted an out.
He wanted
for
the
sure.
out.
Yeah, but I think the way King Ezekiel talks is the best part. Like when he says, Rick Grimes of Alexandria,
yeah.
what say you, Morgan? And Morgan just doesn't say anything. Speak. It's amazing. It's so cool. It makes me want like a Game of Thrones Walking Dead crossover, and this is the closest
Oh
thing
my!
we're
Don't
going to
even
get.
like tease me with that.
Well, I mean, Game of Thrones basically already is a Walking Dead crossover.
That is true.
But I think he went to Morgan because he knew Morgan would say there are other options, which is interesting. That's another thing that I talked to Andrew Lincoln about. In the comics, Rick doesn't kill Negan. He puts him in jail, at least not yet. He puts him in jail. So, jail hasn't gotten that far. Oh, I spoiled it. Do you know how many people
Spoiler
watching
alert.
were just like, nope, get out of this video. I'm not watching that anymore, spoilers. But he doesn't kill him, he puts him in jail, which that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen on the show, but the show has been following the comics more closely than ever before, with season 7 specifically. So I said to Andrew in an interview over the weekend, I said, would Rick ever be convinced to do anything other than kill Negan? Could he put him in jail? Because after all, he was a sheriff. And he said, right now, the only focus is to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
But he is a man who's open to new ideas, and he could see that possibly happening. What do you think? Would you be okay with that?
I
love
just
that
watched the OA, so I'd be totally cool with him doing like the tank over the head and like drowning him. That'd be fine with me.
wow.
I
That got,
hate him. He killed Glenn.
that got so dark.
That got real dark real quick.
Don't ever let her bump into
Respect,
Jeffrey
though.
Dean Morgan on the street.
Sorry.
Jeez.
I mean, I want him to die a horrible death because we both love Glenn so much, but I think Rick is too good of a guy. He's gonna be I need to be honorable.
Yeah.
Overrated.
You're right.
And I also talked to Ross Marquand, who plays Aaron, about this on the Walker Stalker cruise. And I asked him, how do you want to see Negan die? And first he said he had watched Doctor Strange on the flight to the cruise and he wants to see like a magical spell rip his heart out. And I was like, all right, but let's keep it in the rules of The Walking Dead.
In the realm.
I don't
Okay.
think we're going to get that Marvel Walking Dead crossover just yet. Although Marvel Zombies was awesome. But he did say he wants to see Shiva rip him apart. And I was like, that'll go well with all the
They should
violence
just
complaints.
each take turns burning him with the iron, like until he just his body gives
Chanel
out.
with the heat.
I am so morbid. What is happening to me?
Gosh. Janelle, welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Janelle Wheeler.
We are so.
Keep
Thank
her
you
away
for
from your
coming.
kids. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's turn over to the comment section for just a couple more. Do we have any good
Some
questions?
people are asking who was in the car with Father Gabriel.
I saw that. I didn't see anybody in the car, but I did see some
car.
tweets
Okay.
during the show. I'm going to have to go back and watch this again because I did see some people saying there's somebody in the car. Maybe if there was somebody in the car, it had to be the spy. It had to be the person who was
With
the
the
spy.
boots?
Right,
guy,
the
yeah.
boots
Boot
and
man.
who had the binoculars at the end of the season or the mid-season. So that is the safe bet. They kind of said, come with us or we'll kill you. And Gabriel was like, I'm a coward.
Oh, that's a good.
So maybe.
Yeah.
And it just happened off
Yeah.
screen,
That
so
could-
maybe that's what happened. Or maybe he was just like, look, if you come with us, we'll help you.
Well, some
So
people are
maybe-
saying the Whisperers was
It-
the guy with the boot guy, but I'm really hoping that they get a bigger introduction. And also,
right.
I will say, comic book drop. Wasn't that from that?
How do you
scene?
know about the Whisperers, but that Negan hasn't been
Because
in jail?
I've heard people whispering about it.
Ew.
But isn't that how how his intro is on, like in the comic books? Isn't he the boot guy who's like observing Alexandria?
He was
from
watching
afar?
them. He was spying
Yeah.
on
So
Michonne and Rick.
I'm so confused now.
It was similar to how it went in the show where he kind of bumped into Rick and Daryl, but it was Michonne and Rick, and Michonne and Abraham actually. He ends up kind of whooping both their asses, which was really cool. But he did the same thing to Rick and Daryl.
I love him.
Jesus is awesome.
He's awesome.
And if you ever see Tom Paine and his girlfriend in person, Tom Paine plays Jesus, they're like relationship goals to the top level.
Probably also two of the most attractive humans.
On the
ever.
Walker
know,
Stalker
right?
cruise,
Like
they
ever.
were doing karaoke together
Oh my
in front of the
gosh.
whole boat. The Walker Star cruise was amazing. It was one of the most fun
tell us about
weekends
that,
ever.
because
it
I'm
was
super
amazing.
jealous.
It was so cool. Like the
Yeah.
cast just kind of hangs out with everybody. Wow. And I mean, like they just go down and they take pictures. Chandler Riggs was DJing one night.
What?
Look, actually, that's it. That is, it's called
That
a
is
headphone
so
disco.
dope.
It's like everyone has to wear headphones, and there's competing DJs. The poor DJ on the other side this night had absolutely no chance. But
Absolutely.
like, you don't know if the person next to you is listening to the same song as you, and if
Oh,
you
I
take the
love
headphones
disco.
off, there's no music. So you just hear everyone singing like an idiot.
Tell me he played Carl Papa.
He did not play Carl Papa. He was going in for like 2 hours. I kind of wish I had a video of Tom and his girlfriend though, because that was like, it just, you look at it, you're like, I'll never have that.
Aww.
One
There's
day.
hope.
One
There's
day.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of fun. All right, let's get just a couple more questions. before we
Bob
wrap up.
Hallington, great name by the way, was saying, who is the deadliest person on The Walking Dead? He said Carol.
Carol,
I mean, it's a
it
strong
seems like the
choice.
most lethal. I think, honestly, the best skills to kill right now, I think Morgan. But I think the highest kill count might be Carol. I actually want to go back and research that now. I think we should prepare that for next
Yeah,
week.
next week we can have
Who
like
has-
highest kill count.
Yeah, we should just
Most
do a
deadly.
montage of
question.
one character, every kill they ever made in the whole show. Well, you're welcome, video team. Go ahead and cut that one up. All right, let's get one more
Rosanna
question to wrap up the
said,
show.
do you think we'll see Cindy from Oceanside again?
Rosanna, hi.
I absolutely think we're going to see Oceanside again.
Totally.
There's no way we've seen the last of Oceanside. They weren't introduced for no reason. Andy Lincoln has talked. He was talking to Entertainment Weekly, and he said we haven't seen the last of them. I don't know what role they're going to play because they were introduced on the show much earlier than they were in the comics. Much earlier.
Yeah.
And they played such a small role in the comics. So it was just kind of like a hideout for Michonne,
Yeah.
who at this point would be Carol on TV. So we haven't seen the last of them. I don't know when they'll be back.
I'm really hoping that they are going to be part of Rick's army as well.
Rick needs.
I think
together.
really angry women banding together, I think they can.
Unstoppable.
They killed
Yeah.
their men.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I think Janelle is actually part of the real life Oceanside community, and that's
So,
where we'll
it's
end
a
it.
wrap.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching After the Dead. If you have questions, please feel free to send them our way on Twitter at Janelle Wheeler, at Tori Yates, or at Brandon Davis BD. And go to Comicbook.com/The Walking Dead right now because there is so much exclusive content on that page. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys, and I want to hear what you think. So please leave questions, comments, concerns, and tweets for us. And thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for Comic Book Now at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on our Comicbook.com Facebook page. We'll be back next Sunday night for After the Dead.